Hello leaders, Patrick Jinks here, leadership and strategy coach and president of the Jinks Perspective. What is the pitch you use when you're recruiting a new board member? Be careful. You might get what you ask for. Let's cue this up. Okay, it's a super short video this week. In my book, Strategic Fail, I use a little symbol when I'm about to reveal a sarcastic, even irreverent, sometimes offensive truth. Here's the symbol, IMT, Irreverent Moment of Truth. There are several of them scattered throughout the book, based on lots of personal experience, by the way. I've never used one in my videos, but here it comes, an irreverent moment of truth. And if it bites a little, then watch this video twice. If it doesn't, carry on. You've probably got this skill down and maybe we'll hit closer to home next week. Okay, here it is. Again, I warn you, it's irreverent. Let me describe a typical board recruitment conversation. The CEO or the board chair, probably the CEO, is at lunch or more likely merely on the phone with a potential board member. Hey, we were wondering if you would want to serve on our board. It's super easy. We meet only 4 times a year and you're only required to attend 2 of them. We do have committees if you see an area of interest, but that's not required either, at least not right away. We're mainly just trying to fill a demographic deficiency in our board matrix, and you happen to fit this category. So we were hoping you'd join us. By the way, our bylaws tell us we need 2 more board members, and we have until our annual meeting next week to get this last one filled. So what do you think? Can we count on you? Now, you might laugh or you might think I'm being insulting or oversimplified. And I know this doesn't describe you, but I'm being extreme to make a simple point. And here it is. We get what we expect, just like we do with our staff. If we hold our employees to a low standard because we don't want to upset them, we get a low standard of performance. If we ask for more and we've chosen a competent person for the job, we'll likely get more. Board members are the same. I administer an organizational self-assessment for boards called the 5x5 Organizational Matrix, and it gives the board and senior staff an opportunity to rate themselves across 25 organizational competencies. And in about 95 out of 100 cases, board engagement lands in the bottom 2 or 3 elements of the self-assessment. Why? It's not because they don't care. It's usually for one or more of the following reasons. First, they might be the wrong person to serve on your board. We recruited an individual who's just not the right person for the job. Or second, they're oversold and under accountable, meaning that we told them how easy it would be so they wouldn't say no. And then we complain when they aren't as engaged as we'd like them to be. Or third, maybe they're given a decent expectation up front, but it's fairly vague and follow-up doesn't occur with specificity as to what it is you actually want the board to do. When I ask boards why they rate themselves low on engagement, they most often tell me that it's because they don't know what the organization or the CEO wants them to do. So, what I'm suggesting is that you pause and ask some good questions about how you recruit your board members. Questions like, who actually makes the ask? What does the ask consist of? What kind of materials accompany the ask? How do you decide whom to ask? How much time do you give them to consider the invitation? Now, we won't go into all the follow-up in this video. I just wanted to send out a reminder that this function of the organization is far too often treated as a perfunctory item, when in reality, it's one of the most important things you will ever do. I just want to challenge you to pause and think about how seriously, strategically, and competently you're approaching this core activity. It's one of those things that becomes routine after a while, and it can be taken for granted if we're not careful. And remember, if you ask for minimal, you just might get it. That's the Jinks Perspective for this week. As always, if you'd like to explore ways the Jinks Perspective can help you and your organization achieve greater clarity, simplicity, and alignment in your mission work, reach out and schedule a free discovery call with me by clicking the link that's also in the video description below. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this video channel below, right here on YouTube, and click the bell icon to notify you when we drop new episodes. And as always, share it with a colleague. See you here next week.